Hello, my name is Matt, and I'm building a 1/25th scale bulk pneumatic tanker. I bought this kit online. You can't buy this in the store. So I'm going to assemble this kit in segments. Been working with models since I was like 12 years old, cars and semi-trucks. I'm on a quest to build a bulk tanker using this kit and also the Gulf fuel tanker for the wheels, for the wheel assembly, and many other parts. So some parts on here I'm going to have to fabricate. So stick with me. 1/25th scale modeling. Take a little bit of this putty. It's latex putty, so it'll dry fast. It's very paintable, easy to sand. I'm feeling all these little cracks from assembling these tanks. They were in 4 segments. Then it's really easy to wipe off the excess. You can smear them as such. I literally had to cut these frame rails right here with the Dremel because they're too thick. It's holding the trailer up too high. Then to make this plate here, I cut this with the Dremel also. And you can get like a whole pack of this stuff online or at a hobby store. Show you how this is going to attach. To cut these sheets of styrene plastic, I just use a Dremel with a fine tooth blade. It's just a household tool for home projects. Great for stuff like this as well. And that's how I cut that plate. Just run it on low. And just go gently back and forth. You can just snap that after you get a big enough groove. And then just use a sanding block and then sand your edges. To take off all this excess caulk. See how nice that's blending that seam? I'll take off more and then I'll go back over the 240 pad when I'm all finished to get the most of it off. See how some of it comes off with your thumb. But you just gotta work your whole project, get it clean and neat. It just takes time. And then this trailer would just set right here on the back of this. A little bit of an overhang on each side. Use this old Peterbilt. This is like my garage truck. Keep it at the shop. The old Pete that can test stuff. Kind of nice how these wheels roll. So they're backwards rolling. You want all your wheels to sit nice and level. And next we'll be putting on like this ladder here will go on the back. And I'll attach on there some leaves that stick out a little bit for a little shelf. Okay, our tanker's all primed. Using this 123 water-based primer. Works really good. And I'm gonna sand it. Also I made these little jack stands for the tanker to sit on. I can just sand it right on here. This little sanding block I got from Home Depot. Just a very fine block. Sand all these little edges. Probably use a Dremel for inside the cones. And then I'll assemble the tanker with all the other parts, you know, the suspension system and the tubes and everything, and the covers, and then I'll paint it all as one piece with the finish coat. And the front fenders are bent to look like the original Heil trailers of this fleet, probably very late 60s, early 1970s. And then the pins here on the back of this trailer, that center pin is actually, like that. That center pin is the support. And this wood dowel block and dowel and pin there is to set this fender on top of. So it actually gets glued on top for support. And then these other dowels are the looks like they're being suspended from the top, but strength from the bottom. And then the dollies were from the original tanker that fit underneath, and then these dolly legs, sand pads, actually came from this kit here, which I cannot find anymore online or anywhere else. Tail lights. Here I am out in the workshop. Here's the little light that I'm making for the tail lights on the tanker. It came out as a big piece of stock like this. Got this at Home Depot over by the trim area, all different types and sizes. But I cut it thinner, as you can see, cut it thinner with that saw. And then on this sander, put the belt sander in the vise. I could do this little notch here, thin it down some with I had pliers on there, so I could thin it down each side, and also the edges. So it took like a lot of little tooling to make these little light boxes. But you know, they don't have them in the kit, so you gotta improvise and make your own parts. Okay, to bend these pipes, what you want to do is you want to fill this pipe here, tape off the end of it to bend this tubing to go underneath here, that bent tube. You want to fill this with salt. Until the pipe is completely full of salt, and then you can bend it. You can bend tubing as long as it has got something solid inside of it. Nothing solid inside of it, and it's not going to be able to bend. And then you can bend that to fit this. I did try one with plastic, but I had to heat it up with a put salt in it and heat it up. But the plastic is actually too thick for this pipe. I want it to be more of a 1/8 inch piece of pipe for and that's called the blow tube, where the air comes through it. Also with this ladder, use a heat gun like this in the vise, and then you can heat up your plastic, whatever it is, even plastic pipe, to bend it and to get it to bend. Don't overheat it because you'll lose it. It will totally blob on you. So it takes a lot of finesse. Now these little caps like this here, the little cap for this back of this tanker, this here I just heated this knife up with the heat gun, the tip, and I'd cut this off, see? And then I have a cap to put on there, and there's a couple other spots. And then this piece of plastic pipe here, and by the way, all that stuff came out of this tanker kit. So you just have to mix and match stuff. There was some other buildup on this here square. I just used a bench grinder over there to file off that squareness, make that round. And also in the cup of the wheel, to make that little groove in there. See the groove at the bottom of this pipe to fit onto there. See, like that. This one here is chrome. That one was actually white plastic, so I used that one instead. And then to prime this whole project, I just shot the primer paint into a canister, and then took the paintbrush and just went on and dabbed every little, like this is wooden, like this here is wooden down here. That was the silver pipe, like this. So what I did, I would paint that with a brush to paint all my little dabs, these hatches, to make sure it's all primed up. This here's wooden underneath, so I primed that with a brush. So now this whole thing is ready to paint. I'm gonna pull the wheels off and get ready to paint this with good old Testors gloss white paint. Let's go over this whole model kit. The tractor is the K123. The ladders came off the BJ and the Bear truck. I cut the white pipe to make it a single stack like the original. This blower right here, this blower unit, the pneumatic blower, is actually a airbag from this kit here. And the little wheel on top is from the dolly, and that pipe cap and piece of pipe in there are from the Fruhoff golf kit. The airlines and the light cord were part of this kit. The black blow tube came off of a real light cord off my old white Freightliner cab over. I stripped the copper wire out of it. It was just a perfect diameter to make that. Then the fenders came with this kit. They're the aluminum ones. I sanded them, put pinstriping on them, and painted them white. Make them look like they have those little grooves in them. The reason why it's bent, because the original trucking company had theirs bent. I don't know why, it might have been their own idea. But anyways, I'm gonna make it retro. And this actual flower company used to come into a bakery near my house. And I rode on that truck and back behind the bakery down the little road. And I was hooked. I actually owned one of those too. KW. Cab over K100. The dolly supports came off of the golf trailer. And so did the whole entire wheel assembly. Came off of there. And that hose shield, hose sleeve. And the ladder, that little pipe up there, pipe cap, rear bumper cap on back of the tube, mud flaps, all came off of the golf trailer. And then the tubing actually is right here. Bought this on Amazon. Aluminum tubing. There's the part number. And then you could bend that for your blowpipe on the side down there. Hard to get to. And those other little pipes came off the Golf. And then the straight pipe came from Hobby Lobby. That's 7/16 outside diameter straight pipe. And if you want to buy this kit, well, the main tanks and hatches and all the other parts that I didn't mention came with this kit. There's a guy that's got this website right here, findyourmodels.ca. It's a Canadian company. Go on his website and see if you can buy yourself a pneumatic bulk tanker and a lot of other trucks and rims and tires that he has. Got quite a bit of stuff there for us crazy model people. So check it out, and man, I tell you, don't give up your passions in life. If it's build models, build them. Just took 3 winters to build. Yep, keep on trucking. Amen.